Here at Bay Cites, our whole program is designed around food safety, and what that entails to us is from start to finish. It's a whole program designed around receiving the product, inspecting the product right then and there. It's inspected for quality, taste, and at least to a USDA food safety standard. From there, once the product is released and given an okay by our quality assurance, it moves on to where it gets put into our coolers. Our coolers are set at a 36-degree temperature. That's to mitigate the growth of any bacteria or fungus. Once every hour we sample the water. We bring it up to a lab we have in-house. We run the water sample through the computer and it tells us whether we have a pathogen alert or not. Every step along the way, if you notice, everything's done for cleanliness and food safety. People wear gloves. Even though they came across what we call the bridge to enter the production room where it sanitizes your feet and sanitizes your hands, we still go the extra mile. Everyone wears gloves. Everyone wears a nice clean smock. It's all designed to assure that we can get to that 99.99% safe, ready to eat produce. Nobody else in the industry can claim that.
Short version of how we started was my father coming out of the war. Prior to the war, he had worked unloading bananas in the produce market, so he had a rough idea what produce was about. After the war, he returned back to the produce market to work unloading trucks. Had a couple of people ask him to take a box of lettuce on the way home uptown Oakland. That started a delivery business. Our customers, the hospitals, told us the importance of clean produce delivered in a clean truck, and this is all foreign language to us, but Pop knew the value of a customer, and if the customer thought it was important, we were going to do it. The dinosaurs, the pictures you'll see around this warehouse are a culmination of Dad's imagination and possibly childhood innard, and my brother-in-law being one of the head animators for Disney.
The first thing we do when we get the jalapenos is an item we wash before we cut. The employee in production will just take the stems off the top. We slice them down the middle, half, and then they're taken from there. Now it's a fully prepped item. It's taken over to the machine where it then slices case. So from there, it gets sliced and ends up back in another container where it's taken over to a separate workstation, and now we're bagging it. And we put the specific amount per the recipe for your slaw in each individual bag. What we do is we take the onion from a box, slice them in half, then we peel the onion. From there, we take it over to the same machine that sliced your jalapenos. It slices the onions. Up until this point, we have not washed the red onions, so we have no way of knowing whether there are any pathogens or not on the onions. So this is an item that we wash after we cut it. With the carrots, it's an item we wash first. So they'll go through the wash line, come out, and then taken over to a workstation where we hand peel the carrots. Carrots get passed through there and shredded into a container again, and they get set at the end of the wash line. So now we go ahead and we prep the green cabbage for the slaw. We take and cut the cabbage in half. So from there, once it's prepped and everything looks good and is clean, it again goes over to this machine where we pass it through and it shreds it. We're able to digitally set the amount of product that we need to go into each bag. Once that's done, they take it from the conveyor and set it up on the vacuum machines where they now vacuum seal it. All that does is draw out the air and puts a heat seal. When hospitals started using us and saw that we use this PCR lab and we have all these steps put in place to assure with 99.99% that it's food safe and ready to eat, they could go ahead and start serving cancer patients again. So here at Bay Cites Produce, we'll always live up to our own standards. One thing my grandfather, who started this company in 1947, always set out, he said, set your own standards and live up to them. Don't apologize for having higher standards than someone else, and don't apologize for not ever meeting someone else's standards. As long as you have your own set of morals and standards, that's what you go by.